What's going on? This big dog barking, the country boy from Memphis, Tennessee. And let me welcome y'all back to Sports Zone TV, where we talk about relationships and sports and everything in between. So today on this little video right quick, I'm going to talk about your girl Kamala Harris and her little speech she had the other day and her economic policies if she's elected president of the United States of America. From what I heard, and shout out to CBS for showing the speech. Shout out to Anton Daniels for going over it again. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just watched the speech, but I watched it on his channel this morning. And this is what I got to say from what I seen. For all those that plan on voting for Kamala Harris this upcoming election, after hearing that speech, my thing is this. What are you voting for? Her economic policy has no sense whatsoever. First of all, let's talk about this $25,000 she planned on giving first-time buyers on a house. Did y'all know that since the Biden administration took over in 2020 and 2021, it was 2.7% interest. It's rose to 6.5% since Biden been in office. And Kamala plans on giving away $25,000 to first-time buyers. The average house costs around $400,000, depending on where you stay. You might get one cheaper, you might gonna have to spend a little bit more. But $25,000 on a 30-year fixed mortgage. When you include insurance, HOA fees, the upkeep of the house, you're going to spend way more money than you're taking out just to get a house that you can't afford. How you going to pay for this house? How you going to pay back this loan? When we already living in an economy, we already living in a society right now where people are complaining about spending $1,000, $1,500 on rent. We already having a problem spending money on food, rent, gas, just living day to day. And y'all want to vote for somebody that's going to tell you, I'm going to give y'all money if you buy a house, but you have no idea of how much it costs to really pay for a house. That's first thing. Then you're going to tell retailers, not only that, you're going to say the grocery stores, she's going to put a cap on the food gouging and the price gouging for groceries. I used to be in retail, right? And this is what I'm going to tell you about retail. You're trying to tell me as a retailer how much to sell my goods for to make sure the consumer is happy, while simultaneously not worried about how much I have to pay for said goods. Not only how much I have to pay for the goods or products or whatever the case may be, how much I have to pay for the store, the lights, all the bills that come across with the store, all the expenses, the wages of the employees I have to pay. You're not worried about none of that. But you want to make sure you put a cap on how much a grocery store charges the consumer for their products because they have a problem paying for their products. I came up in the world where if it's something you want, you got to pay the price. We know this. If it's something you want in this world, you have to pay the price. And you literally trying to tell me, the seller, to make my prices affordable for the buyer while simultaneously going out of business trying to make sure the consumer don't overspend money. Like, no, that's crazy. How can I literally survive as the seller, as the retailer? How can I survive? How can I take care of myself? How can I take care of my family if I have to charge a price that's the consumer can afford and not worry about the bills I got to pay on the back end? That's crazy. You're literally telling the retailer to charge that you can't charge them this no matter what you got to pay for the product. You can't overcharge them. Like, really? You don't say that to Nike when they bring out a new pair of Jordans every week and folks go spend $200 or better on a new pair of Jordans, knowing that it don't cost them that much to make Jordans. But you don't have a problem with Nike making their money every week. Millions of dollars on shoes that don't cost that much to make. But you're going to tell me how much to charge somebody for milk and eggs because they need milk and eggs. They don't need them Jordans every week, but yet they willing to work and make this money to buy a new pair of shoes that come out all the time, just different colorways. But you telling me how much to charge them for milk, eggs, and bread. Right. Okay, cool. I got you. Then you talking about giving a child tax credit of $6,000 for the first year of a child's life. So you're going to incentivize women to have children just so they can get $6,000, maybe $12,000 if they can go on, pop one out, get another one in the oven, and pop that one out before tax come around. So you literally looking at about $6,000 to $12,000 a year for women to have babies, while also telling women to fight for their reproductive rights, to put it back in the hands of the government instead of the states. So which one is it? Do you want women to have the ability to my body, my choice, or are you going to tell them, well, look, if you have these children, I'll give you $6,000 per child? Right. Now, I didn't catch the whole educational part, but just overall, if you're planning on voting for Kamala Harris, just off this policy by itself, it don't make a lot of sense because just like in the pandemic, you got PPP loans, you got extra money in unemployment, you got these stimulus checks, and everybody was like, where is the money coming from in order for you to do all these programs? You just printed out money that had no value. And then inflation struck. You gave out money that had no value, and you raised the prices and shrunk the products. You literally had a shrinkflation to where it costs more money to get a bag of chips when there ain't number 4 chips in the bag. And you plan on doing this again for another 4 years. And it makes sense to the likes of Steve Harvey and D.L. Hewlett and Ricky Smiley is to just vote for this woman because she's black. I guess she's black. She's only black to get votes. She's an AKA, I guess. So she's literally throwing out a policy for you to fall sucker for, just to be in the same position you is now. Complaining about how much things cost in your everyday life, and she planning on doing the same thing again for another 4 years. Gotcha. Now, like I said, I'm not the guy that's going to push for you to go vote Democrat, Republican. Do what you do. Do what makes best sense for you. But if we're talking about your pockets, if we're talking about your money, your everyday living, why would you vote for somebody that has no idea how she gonna pay, how all these policies she throwing out gonna be funded? She just throwing things out to make y'all feel good at what she gonna do. That was the same thing Joe Biden did. And you see where it got us now. And y'all gonna fall for it again. Just to go deeper in debt because you don't know where to buy groceries or gas. Right. I don't know about y'all, but I like money. And one thing I used to tell people about 2020, well 2016 up to 2020, is when Trump was in office, my dollar stretched a whole lot more than from 2020 to 2024. And y'all wanted to do this again? Hey, like I said, I'm not pushing either candidate on you, but just use your brain. If we're complaining about economics now, we're complaining about money now under one administration, and this person is doing the same thing that the previous administration, the one she's the vice president of now, the vice president now of this administration that got us in these economic binds, and she's pushing the same policies that got us here now, why would you vote for her again? Let me guess, anybody better than Trump. That what happened last time. Look where it got us. You want to see something historic because it's a woman of color. I feel you, I get it. But again, I like my money. And it's a lot of y'all be complaining, y'all like money too. Or y'all just don't care. Y'all gonna what, YOLO? Go blow it, and then go blow it on a vacation that you couldn't afford. Go buy things you can't afford, then complain about you can't pay your rent. You can't pay a car note. You want to go get this brand new car. They tell you no money down, but then you walk out with a $700 car payment. That's just the car payment. We didn't even put nothing in insurance. So again, keep believing this economic policy. They're cool. You know what I'm saying? Believe what you want to believe in. Hey, a lot of y'all still believe in the tooth fairy, and y'all grown. And a lot of y'all believe that fat meat done greasy. All I'm saying, when you go to the polls and you get ready to vote, use this. She might look the same color as me, as you, or whatever the case may be. She might be a woman. She might possess the same gender as you, whatever the case may be. Cool, fine, whatever the case may be. But use your head. Look at your pockets. Look at your bank account. And listen to what she's saying. And if it don't align with your bank account, it ain't aligned with how you trying to raise your family, whatever the case may be, why would you vote for her? Vote for somebody that's going to make sure your pocket's straight. You might have to get up off your butt and do something, but hey, at least your money will be all right. I'm going to get up with y'all at another time, man. Hey, subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and I'm going to get over with y'all.